Hey everybody, hope you're well. It's Tuesday, June 21st at 11:45 a.m. And I wanted to put a quick podcast together just to react to the death of Caleb Swanigan. One of the first things I heard this morning via text from people outside my family was that Swanigan, there was a rumor that Swanigan had passed away yesterday, and it was quickly corroborated. WANE from Fort Wayne, and oh boy, Jared Jessa, gosh darn it, I can't pronounce his last name. Um, uh, One of the guys from Twitter that I'm pals with from from Purdue fame. Sorry, it's tough live podcast. Posted it first, and it's sad news. Sad news. That's it. I don't have much really to add to any more that you've already read. A lot of people have asked me if I had any insider information. Of course, I don't. Swanigan was 25 years old. Swanigan is an incredible story, and now an even more incredible story. If you guys know the long story of Roosevelt Barnes adopting him and pretty much saving his life from a trajectory he was on. He was surrounded by people that didn't have his best interest in mind. He was way overweight and in a lot of bad stuff. And Barnes took him under his wing and really changed his life, his discipline, everything about him. And that all stuck for, let's see, it would have been, well, about 8 years, 8 or 9 years. Hey, Max, thanks for tuning in. But under Barnes' tutelage, Swanigan kind of got his feet underneath him and figured out some things that helped him not only become what he was able to be as an athlete, but sounds like it got him straight away from some stuff that he shouldn't have been in, and he admitted it. Swanigan talked about it in interviews that his life was headed the right direction when he was at Purdue. And it's just horribly sad. I don't care. I don't care who the person is, what the situation is. Obviously, we all, as Purdue fans, followed Caleb Swanigan's life and now his death. But it's super sad if you're a believer in Christ like I am, or if you're not, to see someone's life cut short when they've never reached their potential. And I'm somebody who believes that there's a reason for everything, and our days are our days, and our life and our death is known before we're born. But this is still super sad, and horrible story. Horrible story. It doesn't take you long doing a little bit of research, finding some of the stuff that how wildly the trajectory of Swanigan's life had changed. I don't know anything about. People ask me about were Purdue players and the Purdue family, were they reaching out to him to try to help him? I've heard from different accounts that Purdue athletics, whether it's former players, current player, or guys that had known him, current is a long, not now because it's been a while since he left Purdue, but the Purdue family, Matt Painter, coaching staff had all reached out to him just to see if he was okay and try to figure it out. Try to help him figure it out. I know former teammates in the NBA had done the same, and none of it stuck. He got arrested a year ago with a large amount of drugs and cash, almost a year ago, exactly May of 2021. He had gained a lot of weight. He was not in the place that a lot of people thought he would be. Obviously, when he kind of lost his way during the COVID shutdown. He had gone from the Trailblazers to the Kings to an NBA DL, NBA G League, whatever, post, and he was doing okay, even according to some of his stories. He thought it was productive, and he was getting himself in a position where he might get back to the league, and then the COVID shutdown. And there were a lot of stories out there floating in the Purdue family alone about things that were happening that showed his personality had changed a bit. But all this conjecture, and none of it matters all that much because he's gone. and that's a sad thing. So Caleb Swanigan, at 25 years old, just passed away, and I just wanted to put something out there because I think it's probably the right thing to do because I had a lot of people on Twitter just asking me questions. So let's see. Yeah, that great point by PS96 PKT. People need long-term support, no quick fixes or cures. People who've lived through trauma, and I would argue that Barnes wasn't trying for a quick fix or cure. If I don't know if that's what you're saying or not, but to stick with somebody for over 5 years to raise them to try to help them change isn't much of a quick fix, right? And at some point, as an adult, it's our gig, right? It's our responsibility, whether it's you or me or whomever. Um, yeah, there. So, Darth Vegan asked the question. I missed the beginning of the stream. Is there a link to an article in this somewhere? Something. Check our Twitter feed, Darth. I don't think it's ruined lame. Check our Twitter feed. I linked a couple different places that talked about it. WANE though is the first one I saw. It's been on ESPN, Sports Illustrated, Purdue Sports, WLFI, Journal and Courier have all have stories about it. So very easy to find. The coroner in Fort Wayne says it was natural causes. I have a tough time with defining natural, just because there were so many things that were happening to him physically and in his life. So it sounds like it's not the media's fault. They reported what the coroner said, but the coroner said it was natural causes. But yeah, you can draw your own conclusion. Doesn't help me to talk about it here, about my thoughts on that. But anyway, yeah, I'm saddened as you are. If you're a Purdue fan out there, let me look up something really quickly, just because I'm an idiot. But yeah, very, very sad news. And I don't know. Yeah, it's just very sad news. Whenever somebody's gone early, it's very sad. Jared Jesselatis. Gosh darn it, Ryan. I screwed that up, and I apologize, Jared. Jared and I have never met, but I feel like we know each other because we've been buddies on Twitter for a long time, and I had a brain problem there. So I apologize for butchering his name and not being able to land the plane there. But Jared was the first person that reported it because he was talking about an upcoming show that he has. So that's about it. I've been on for a couple minutes, and let's see. Yeah, it's I can't pronounce this person. Sporthy G. DeGunta says Caleb was one of the nicest, funniest people she knew. She? I can't really tell. I'm sorry, I can't see the icon, and I apologize. But that's awesome. I think that's the way you want to remember somebody that way, obviously, when they were in their prime and doing well. And it's a lot easier for us who were separated from his life to do that than the people that were right next to him watching the struggle of the last 2 years. And he had some stuff happening. So, yeah, rest in peace. So that's about it. Hope your day's good. Keep your chin up. God bless you. Hammer down. Talk to you soon. Also, I was going to talk about some other things that have happened since the last Quickcast a week ago. Of course, Purdue got a transfer guard, but I feel like that's not the time to address it, and there's plenty of time to talk about that later in the summer. So have a great day. God bless you. Hammer down. We'll see you. Bye-bye.